المعصومين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من العاد إلى يوم الدين. صلى الله عليك يا عبد الله، روحي وجسمي وأرواح العالمين لك الفداء. يا غريب، يا مظلوم، يا شهيد بعرض كربلاء. ثم السلام عليكم يا أهل الأباء وحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته للعالمين. صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين. Surah Anbiya, ayah number 107. It's a beautiful ayah that tells you who is being sent, who is sending, and for what purpose. The purpose, Rahmatul lil Alameen, so important to understand. And inshallah, in the next 10 majlises, we will look at the most valuable thing that we have, the ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the love of Ali ibn Abi Talib and Ahlul Bayt. So we will go through Quran, Hadith, from Nahj al-Balagha. What Maulana Muttaqiyan, Asadullah al-Ghalib, Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullahi alayhi, says about the importance of Ahlul Bayt. So important that we understand who Ahlul Bayt is. And this ayah, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ, हमने नहीं भेजा except as rahmah. So inshallah, we will look at this greatest gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But for those who have arrived early today, I will do some couplets in Urdu with English translation from my younger brothers. I'm really impressed that some of you younger brothers, when you attended, even some of them, as they came in with respect, they came inside the Imam Barda. It is so important to understand that this is the place where Janab Fatimatu Zahra salam. You are not just sitting here on a piece of carpet. This is Farsh Azab. Fatimatu Zahra is here to listen to you, to take your tears in her rumal, in her handkerchief. But as a gift to start today, I'm just the asma of this Farsh Azab. An Urdu poet says, Hum jo ye ehtimam karte hain, hum aza khanon mein jo aate hain, apna uncha maqam karte hain, apna uncha maqam karte hain, aisi महफिल में आने वालों पर अर्श वाले सलाम करते हैं. Coming to this Farsh Azab, the angels up there. Don't worry about the empty places. You know, this is Imam Barda. These empty places now are filled by angels from sky. And they come and do salams. So let us send our salawat to Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Such a beautiful topic. The whole purpose of our life, the love of Ahlul Bayt. How it guides you, how it takes you to Siratul Mustaqim. Indeed, the Prophet says, Ali ibn Abi Talib Siratul Mustaqim. His love is what we have to develop in our hearts. All my younger brothers who are sitting, you have to bring that love into your heart. And inshallah, it will be the system of guidance. But you know, this month of Muharram is something so special. An Urdu poet says, करते नहीं हैं हम किसी मौसम का इंतजार, करते नहीं हैं हम किसी मौसम का इंतजार, रहता है बस हुसैन के मातम का इंतजार, रहता है बस हुसैन के मातम का इंतजार। बेताब जिस तरह से तड़पती है मछलियां, बेताब जिस तरह से तड़पती है मछलियां, करते हैं उस तरह से मुहर्रम का इंतजार। Just like those fish, when it's out of the water, it starts trembling. It wants to go back into the water. The love and the heart of the Azadar and Hussein waits for Muharram. It just wants to go back into Muharram and do Azaya Hussein. अपने गमों का सिर्फ ये मातम तबीब है, अश्के गमे हुसैन दवाए मरीज है। This is our real cure of our hearts. In this world, people have everything. They have got all the gadgetry you need. But when you look at the people with the money and the wealth, you will find that they are never at the level of contentment or satisfaction. Their heart is always in a state of turbulence. So much so that in this Western country, a psychiatrist has done an analysis. And his analysis says that by the time 40 to 45 years of age is reached by people in this country, I'm not talking about Muslims, the rest of the people, they need psychiatric help. They need some help. Why? They've detached themselves from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They've detached themselves from Ahlul Bayt. They've detached themselves from the right path. And this right path is so important. You have to understand the importance of the love of Ahlul Bayt. Alhamdulillah, in the zikr of Ahlul Bayt, इस अदना गुलाम को ये फैज़ मिला है कि दुनिया भर अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह from New Zealand, Australia, Canada, South Africa. मैं इसलिए बता रहा हूँ कि South Africa में एक वाक़या हुआ जो मैंने देखा, what I saw in South Africa. Now, South Africa, there are people there who are Muslims, who are from originally India or Pakistan, who went there ages ago, not now, 200 years, 100 years ago, 150 years ago. Now, when I saw this incident, I said, I must narrate for the giving the taqat in your love of Ahlul Bayt to see what happened there. Okay. So, in South Africa, in Durban, I'll tell you the city where I recited Muharram about 10 years ago, and there are mixed people. There are people originally who have recently come from Pakistan and India, but quite a lot of them came over 100, 150 years ago. And their situation was such that when they came, they had no Imam Barga. This institution of Imam Barga, like the one you have got, thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have got this Abaya Hussein. And may Allah give more tawfiq, and may Allah give Jazaya Khair to all the families, all the people who are involved in running this Abaya Hussein. So, there was no Azadari, there was no... And soon, these people forgot that they were Hussein. They started going to the Sunni mosques and reciting namaz there, praying like that. There was no diniyat, there was no understanding of wilayah of Ahlul Bayt. And 40, 50, 70 years passed. And there was absolutely a situation where it's difficult to say कि ये Shia है. ये नमाज भी ऐसे ही पढ़ते थे. Now the question that arose Well, suddenly they started becoming Shia, some of these original people. So I discussed with them, and they told me that when they left India or Pakistan, their grandparents and their parents gave them a little Ashur Khana, a little dari to keep in their house, and they were told whenever there is Ashura Day, stand in front of the dari and they say, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdillah. That's all that we were taught. And that system kept going. Eventually, what happened was when the whole world was talking about Shia, and when we saw Muslimin and Shia and Ali from all over the world, whether it's from Iran, from Afghanistan, on the street saying, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, they started asking themselves, is this the Hussein I'm doing salam every day? And soon they realized that that is the Hussein. And they started coming back. And this Azhar Khana in Durban now is full of people who are doing Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Just because of that example that the grandfathers left them. Respect this Ashur Khana. Respect this Alam Abul Fazl al-Abbas. This is just not an ordinary flag. This is a special place to be there. Learn to respect. This Alam is very, very special. And you have to understand. And inshallah, when I get a chance, I will talk about other aspects. Time is running very fast. But our eighth Imam, Imam Ali Rida, in a beautiful hadith, each and every one of us, the youths, the elders, the ladies, if you just think about this hadith, the thing is, every hadith that I present, I will analyze, I will make it expound, I will look at the details of what Imam is trying to tell us, rather than just recite the hadith. So that our fikr, our tafakkur becomes towards the hadith and the words of Ahlul Bayt. Because the words of Ahlul Bayt are the greatest of words. They are the greatest of words. So, our eighth Imam said, O Ibn Shabib, he says to his very beautiful follower, O Ibn Shabib, those who feel aggrieved, huzn in their hearts. Whenever you hear about Abul Fazl al-Abbas, and whenever you hear about Ali Akbar and Ali Asghar in your heart, and huzn comes into your heart, look what Imam says. If they feel the huzn, tribulation and difficulties of Ahlul Bayt, then their every breath becomes tasbih, ibadat and worship. Who is saying it? Not me. Imam Ali Rida. Remember when we are fasting in Ramadan, we say every breath is ibadah. Just like when you come here in Azhar Hussein, every breath becomes tasbih of Allah.
Subhanallah. Baba ne buland salawat.
You see, when we talked about Alam, I just said it's a very great institution. This Alam, Abul Fazl al-Abbas. If you look at that Alam in front of you, know that there was the Alam of Yazid and there was the Alam of Hussain. Alam of Ahlul Bayt and Alam of the Kufr. But where is the Alam of Kufr? Can anybody show me the Alam, the flag of Yazid today? No. But wherever you go, everywhere in the world, you will say, Ya Abbas, Ya Abbas. The Alam of Abbas is there. And when you go, when I travel abroad, and you look at the map, you know, in the plane, you get a map that you can see all the cities and all the things. And I start thinking, oh, this is Durban, this is Toronto, these are the places. Every place on this world at present, people are saying, Ya Hussein and Ya Abbas. It has become the norm for the humanity. Ya Hussein, Ya Abbas. But let's look at this alam of Abul Fazl, my younger brother. Look at the alam. There is the hand up there. The hand signifies that this is the hand that was cut for the sake of Hussein and for Islam. This is the hand that was sacrificed for the water for Janab Sakina. Then when we look at the hand, you see the 5 fingers on the tail. These are the Panjatan. Ya Muhammad, Ya Ali, Ya Fatima, Ya Hassan, Ya Hussein.
Panjanara, Panchani, Nara, Hedari.
Indeed, the percham, the flag of Hussein, is such message in it. Now you know the hand is open. It's not closed. The hand is open. The significance of that hand being open. Oh Muslimin, oh the humanity, people of humanity, come, the Bayat of Hussein is open even now and forever. Come into Bayat of Hussein in Abul Fazl. It doesn't stop only in Karbala, it continues. And that Bayat is still today. Now sitting here today, and inshallah every day we will try. And I will ask especially my younger ones to come early so we can understand it. But every day we will try and say 3 times with a voice from our heart. And say Labbaik to Hussein. And we'll say Labbaik ya Hussein 3 times together. Labbaik ya Hussein. Labbaik ya Hussein. Labbaik ya Hussein. Hussein is Misbah al-Khuda wa Safin al-Najat. He is the light that takes you out from ignorance. Ahlul Bayt are those lights that takes you out of ignorance and they bring you into the light of guidance. This azah is so great. We need to understand that we have come here by invitation. Whose invitation? Whose invitation have we come here for? Did Raja Sahib or other people say, no, please come here, come here? This is one place where people will ring. You know, they will ring the banyan. When is the majlis starting? I want to come, I want to come. If you have any other organized function, you have to tell them, आप आइए, आप आइए. लेकिन ये हुसैन का ये मजलिस ऐसी चीज है कि हर बंदा दौड़ के आ जाता. They don't need invitation. And why don't we need invitation? Because we have got the invitation of Janab Fatima.
Subhanallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
We examine this Farsh Azab, the importance. And it is so important. I don't need to tell those who love Ahlul Bayt that how we should come into this Farsh Azab. We say Janab Fatima to Zahra is here. How are we dressed? Are we dressed so that we can give taziyah to Janab Fatima to Zahra?
Subhanallah.
Is our faith full of happiness and just jokes? Or is it that we are doing taziyah to Janab Fatima to Zahra and Waliul Asr Hujjat ibn al-Hasan? We need to understand this.
Subhanallah.
We really need to understand. What are we here? If we can't tell. Today, before I go forward, I remember you must have had a lot of marhumeens that were sitting here before, ready to cry for Hussein. They used to come and sit early here. Can we say, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein? Today, in the qabr, they are lying there and saying, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein.
Subhanallah.
In the qabr, they can't stop saying Ya Hussein because they are the lover of Hussein. The love of Hussein is flowing from the qabr.
Nara Hedari. Subhanallah. Subhanallah.
Great status. So, as as I remember the marhumeen, I ask you all that we all recite Fatiha for them and remember them and their azadari. May Allah accept their khulus in their hearts for Hussein. Fatiha.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين.
To understand the true azma, the true respect of this azadari, you have to go back into the stories of Quran that you have got. And inshallah we'll talk about Sha'irullah. What is Sha'irullah?
Subhanallah.
As we go along. Because that respect, Quran says respect Sha'irullah. So we need to understand all those things. Inshallah, this is 10 days of the love of Ahlul Bayt that we want to preach. The greatest of our ni'mah from Allah. But when we find ourselves in this place, I just say, how high? Arsh wale salam kehte hain. For those who are seated here. Arsh wale salam kehte hain. Aise mahfil mein aane wale ko. So, I just say that. So, is this mahfil so high? And do we understand the azma? So, I give you a little story. And I know there are youngsters, they should listen. I bring stories from Quran that can give our heart the life of Hussein in our heart. So, the story that I want to talk to you about is Hazrat Yusuf, Nabi Allah. A beautiful story. We all have heard this story again and again. But what I'm going to tell you is from a different angle. He was in the well, and how there's a whole beautiful thing. There is very little time. The time I've been given is only 35 minutes, and it's difficult to even cover a little bit that I want to cover. But inshallah, Allah is there. Allah makes it wasi. Inshallah. So Hazrat Yusuf was taken out of the well. The beautiful part about that story is for us to understand. Tafakkur, tadabbur from Quran. Think, reflect. Because if we don't reflect, we will never understand. So Hazrat Yusuf is in the well, and he has now been thrown by his brothers into the well. And then what happens is he's being pulled out of the well. But before he's pulled out, he's alone in the darkness. In the well. Hazrat Yusuf was not very old. Some age, say 10, 12 years of age. At that age, he's alone in the well in the darkness. And as he is looking up, suddenly Angel Jibreel comes. He says, O Yusuf, do you need any help? And Yusuf says, O Jibreel, I thank you for coming, but I need the help of only my Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. His help is all I wish. Just like Nabi Ibrahim, as he was put into fire, he said, Jibreel, the one who knows where I'm going, he's the one who can save me. So Yusuf is alone in the darkness. Jibreel is not pulling him out. And then Jibreel, as he's leaving, he says, can I tell you something? It's a beautiful dua. I'll give you a dua that will help you to come out. And inshallah, I haven't brought the full dua, it's a few lines. But in that dua, Hazrat Jibreel says to Yusuf, this is the dua you recite, and Allah will definitely listen to you straight away. As soon as he does, he says, what is the dua? And you know what the dua was? بحق محمد وأنت المحمود وبحق علي وأنت الأعلى وبحق الحسن وأنت المحسن وبحق الحسين وأنت الكريم وبحق
سبحان الله.
As soon as he did this dua, a caravan came by and picked him out from the well. This is Yusuf's clear heart, his faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, what I wanted to say today was about Hazrat Yusuf's being taken to the bazaar of Misr. On those days, my younger brothers, people used to be sold off as slaves. And Hazrat Yusuf was taken in the market where the slaves were going to be sold off. And he was there. And you know Hazrat Yusuf? The husn of Yusuf, his beauty, his handsomeness was such that people could not stop looking at him. And it was not just a husn, his khulq, his way of behaving was such that people could not turn away from him. So, at that stage, Yusuf says, people come and say, we all want to buy Yusuf. People are queuing, somebody with the gold bags, some people with so much coins. And suddenly, as they're all queuing, we want to buy Yusuf. This is the ghulam, we will buy, we will keep it. One person, one old lady is clutching something in her hand. And she is at the back of the queue. So all these rich people, as the rich people like to do, they snigger back at somebody. Tu kya le sakegi is no पैसे से? तेरे हाथ में कैसे यूसुफ आएगा? This old lady is saying, and they snigger. And she turns back to these rich people and says, don't worry. I know that my 2 coins cannot buy Yusuf, but I want to be amongst those who were there for buying Yusuf. So just like Hazrat Yusuf cannot be for this, Azar is so great, we want to be counted as Azadar and Hussain, and those who came to give sort of condolences to Fatima to Zahra. I'll conclude with some words from none other than Maulana al-Muttaqiyyan, Asadullah al-Ghalib, Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullahi alayhi. You see, he says, when Allah wants to revive your faith in your heart and remove kufr from your heart, very important words. This is Imam's word. When your faith, your iman, your soul needs to be purified and kufr needs to be removed, then what does he do? He instills the love of Ahlul Bayt in your heart. Because that love of Ahlul Bayt will never let that kufr be there. And it will give you beautiful thing. And I will end up today's majlis. It's only quarter of what I could cover. But seeing the majma, especially my younger ones, I hope you will all come. And you will remember that you are coming to give condolences of Bibi Fatima and Abul Fazl al-Abbas. Think about Abul Fazl al-Abbas when you come. As you're coming, change your outlook. Look down with your heart, with sadness. So, there is this great poet called Josh Maliabadi. Okay? He was from India. And India and Pakistan were, at that time he then migrated to Pakistan. And he is a great poet. There's some beautiful poetry. But Josh, at certain stage, he was a political poet as well. And he wanted independence, or he wanted, and when he saw that Pakistan got independence, but he did not achieve what it should have achieved. It was as if we are now slaves of our own people, he says. So he changed his thinking from Islam to communism. Josh Maliabadi. When he chose to accept communism, and after some time, you see, this is it, this love that is instilled in our hearts by our parents, one day wakes up and brings you to the truth. So Josh was going around, and eventually he decided to come back to Azaya Hussain. He sat here and did Marsiya of Josh Maliabadi. So people asked him, oh Josh, why did you change? What happened that you are reciting majlises? What happened? You were a communist. He said, oh my brothers, don't you realize Hussain brought me back to the heart. Hussain brought me back to the truth. Hussain is the one who showed me how to come to the truth. And when we look at the sajda of the Ma'bud of Hussain ibn Ali on the day of Ashura, He said, that itself changed me. And I came towards Haqq. I really haven't been able to cover much, and my time is run out. I will conclude every day for 5 minutes or 5 to 4 minutes. Masaib in English, very simple masaib, so that my youngsters realize what is Muharram all about. And the masaib today I want to recite is the leaving of Hussain from Medina. Our Maula Hussain is now in Medina, and Yazid sends message. He says to his governor, take Hussein's head or his bayah. And Imam is called into the palace. And as he called into the palace of Walid, who was the governor of Yazid, Imam goes, but he takes his 18 Bani Hashim Jawanan with him. Oh Hussain, you've got all 18 in front of you, what will happen in Ashura? But he takes all of them. And he says, oh my Jawanan, oh my followers, stay outside, do not enter. We Hussain and Shias and we the Imams never make the first part of battle. So he entered this big palace. In the palace, he was said by the governor and Marwan was seated. Said, accept bayah or your head will be cut off. And Imam then just raises one voice. Oh Marwan, you are going to cut my head off for not doing bayah of Yazid? I will never do bayah of Yazid. And as the Imam raised his voice, Abul Fazl Abbas, Ali Akbar, all of them came running inside the palace and they said, Ya Maula, we are here to help you. Imam says, Oh Akbar, Oh Abbas, we never start the battle. Ya Akbar, I will tell to Ali Akbar, Abbas and Qasim, where were you on the day of Ashura? When Maula kept on crying, Hal min nasirin yansuruna. Who is there to help me? Oh, Imam is now coming towards the grave of Rasulullah. He looks at the grave and says, Oh Jadda, oh my grandfather, I leave this beloved Medina. I leave to save Islam. Oh grandfather, pray for me, Ya Rasulullah. But you know the most mournful goodbyes are from Imam Hussain on the cover of Fatima Zahra. He says, Ya Amma, my mother, I leave Medina. I used to come every day to your cover. Oh my mother, I'm leaving Medina. Oh mother, pray for me. And you know, as they prepare to go, one scene is such that it's difficult to forget what happens. There is one girl, one of the daughters of Imam Hussain. Her name is Fatima Sughra. She is left alone in Medina. She is not well. They can't take her on the caravan. Oh, Zadarani Hussain. Sughra says, oh, my father, please take me. Sughra says to Abul Faz, oh, mere chacha, please take me. Oh, Sughra is crying. Oh, and then Imam says, Allah's Mashiach is there that you do not come. And then at stage 3, Sughra says, okay, Baba, oh, my father, if you're not going to take me, doesn't matter, give me Ali Asghar. Give me Ali Asghar, I will look after him. How will I live without him? Inshallah, may Allah give you us Jazaya Khair on this Allah Hussain. Ali Asghar is the one that Sughra remembered in night of Ashura. Oh Asghar, I see a dream. You are crying out, Al-Atash, Al-Atash. Allah, Allah, القوم الظالمين سيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. صلوات